All right. So, hi everyone. Welcome to the Road to GYC Guide to Writing Your Article Workshop. Thank you guys for joining today. Please do let us know your name once again and also which school or like what is your expectation for joining today's workshop. My name is Abhi. I am the head of publicity of attendance, and attendance is basically the main organizer for the whole of GYC competition as well. And congratulations once again for all of you guys who made it to the round two because it's amazing. The videos have been really good, and congratulations for making it from the round one and going all the way into the round two. It's it's so hard to get in, but you guys made it. So good job, everyone. So in today's workshop, we're gonna guide you through on how you can participate and also how you can give your best for the round two of the competition through this guide to writing an article workshop. So like I said previously, we have an and amazing guest speaker today. So we have Lynn. Lynn is a change and engage specialist at an MNC company. She works with a lot of people from all sorts of background, and she brings in a lot of new innovative ideas to a company to see how they can improve their productivity in the company. And not only that, she has a lot of experience in working with people and also writing articles, writing emails, a lot of corporate stuff. And she has even like wrote a lot of business proposal, negotiation strategies, reports. She has proofread like reports, many other things as well. So she's someone who you can definitely go back to if you want to know more about how you can write a very beautiful article and literally win away this whole competition. So again, you guys are in good hands, so I'll leave you guys to it. But without further ado, I'll invite Lean onto the stage. But in case if you guys have any other question throughout the session, feel free to drop it in the chat. And or if you want, you can also like unmute and ask. Today's session is gonna be very chill, so feel free to turn on your camera and like join us and like mingle around as well. And don't be shy. You can ask any questions you want, and we're here to help you out to get through this whole of round two article submission. So, yeah, all the best, everyone. And the floor is all yours, please.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Abby. Hello and good evening to everyone. I'm really happy to be invited here by Abby. It's really a pleasure to be here. Yes, as Abby mentioned, I've been working in a corporate company for a number of years now, and it's been a while since I did any, actually, I think this is the first time I'm doing a workshop engaging with its students and teachers. I would love very much to connect to each one of you. So if I'm speaking too fast or it's too corporate, it's nonsense, you can just unmute and let me know, or just complain to Abby in the chat. And I'll slow down. Okay. Yeah, so it's also taking some getting used to for me. So anyway, I want to echo Abby. Congratulations on being selected as the winners for the next stage. So what I understand is your next stage is you need to write an article of a role model that inspired you and that you look up to. And I believe the last workshop was conducted by Natalie on how to interview this person. So taking on from there, I will just run through some very basic guidelines on how to write a good article, what a good article looks like. Towards the end, I will also show you some samples so that you have a better idea of what we're talking about. And always, at any point in time, please just feel free to stop the conversation if you have a question. Okay, Abby, can we come back to the slides and let's go from there? Okay, cool. So starting out, okay, so this is where we do this. Have a cup of coffee or tea or juice in hand, and make sure we have the next 2 hours free and no disturbance, silent off the phone, close the door, no dog, no cat can disturb you, okay? So when you're starting out an article, so now you know what you want to write about. But first, I think we should start with setting an end goal for your article. How would you want your article to look like? What kind of message do you want your article to bring out, right? So once you set the end goal for your article, the next is you visualize how you want your readers to feel when reading it. You know how sometimes when you read a really good book and you don't want to put it down, is that the kind of feeling you want them to read? Or when you read the news, oh, it's so boring, it's just share stock market news, for example. You maybe don't want them to feel that because it's not a factual report, right? So you visualize how you want your readers to actually feel when you're reading it. Like you can imagine yourself in their shoes as well. So once you've got these first 2 steps in your mind, the next step is to frame your article. So what does framing your article mean? Let's take a look in the next slide. So framing the article while waiting for the slides to change. I believe we've also learned this in school to a certain extent, but please don't compare my notes to your school. Your school notes will be way, way more comprehensive and deeper. So mine is more like a high level ideas of what you can do. So all of you heard of the 5 wives and 1 husband or not? So in Malay, we say 5 isteri dan 1 suami, but it cannot work in Malay because we need the W's and the H. Anyone wants to give a go what the W's and the H are? Okay, Jade is replying in the chat. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, that's good. That's good. Yes, I think you got it. Perfect. But the husband?
Hello?
Hi. No, it cannot be hi. Hi. Hello. Hi, Iman. Did you say something? I wasn't sure who said hello, but hello to you. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. I think this is Jade. Yeah, Jade, thank you. Perfect. That's exactly the 5 W's and 1 H, which is technically the foundation for anything you want to write, whether it's an article, it's a report, maybe it's a post. Yeah. So, okay, that is the foundation. But when you frame your article, you can just keep that at the back of your mind while you form the body of your article. So naturally, so you're writing about a role model, someone who's inspired you, right? So first and foremost, introduce the person, the introduction of the person. Who is this person from? Where is he or she from? This is just an example. You can also put what he does or how he does. This is just some of my suggestions of how you can frame your article. It's not a strict rule, okay? So, for example, introduction of my mentor, who is she? Where is she from? And then when I come to the body part, always stick to 3 to 5 main points. So I understand from Abi, your rulings is you need to write something more than 250 words. So focus on your main points so that your story is sharp, succinct, and to the point. People understand what you're saying. You don't go around the bush and lose your audience, right? So your 3 to 5 main points, my suggestion is, how did you meet this person? Why do you find he or she inspiring to you? Is it something he or she did? Is it an awards they won? Or is it simply the way they connected to you or they connected to your school or some event that made you think like, wow, this is someone who I want to follow or be like when, in future or whenever you can. So you explain the entire story about this person, its connection to you, the inspiring reason to you. And then finally, you conclude your article on why is this person your role model and what's next. So when you conclude, don't just end it as, okay, this is the person who inspired me, this is what it is, the end. Because then your article falls flat. It has no oomph to your article, right? So your conclusion can have a few different endings. I'm sure all of you are very creative of how you can end your article. Some basic suggestion is what you look forward to, what you hope for in the future, either for that person and you, or for that person, or just for you, or for your school. It depends on the relation and the story that you were introducing in your body. Okay, so far, I hope everyone understands. If not, just raise your hand or say something in the chat. So once you have your frame, this is not writing a story yet, no, you're thinking about it, put your bullet points down. So when you write and you get stuck, you know where you are and you know the flow of your article, which is very important. Your article will look like it start and stop. It's very jerky when people actually read it. Okay, so once you frame the body, if you can, at this stage, it would be good to form a catchy title. You know what they call clickbait, right? In social media. Like, okay, Jaws ate 2 men, or 10 years old performs in USA. So you would want to click on titles like that, right? So think of something that's really catchy. During my earlier discussion with Abi, so some people may choose to work on a title first before they write their story. That's also fine. So it depends on what you are comfortable with. Okay, so far we've set the angle, we've visualized what we want the article to look like, and now we're trying to craft the body of the article. So what's next? Okay, so now you have all of these tools in place, right? So the next thing you can do is, I call it juicing up your article. Basically, this is where you pump in all the excitement into your article. Now, you know who you're talking about, you know what areas of that person you want to talk about, right? Next, as you are writing, you're starting your first 2 drafts, right? You can use things like quote from the person. Let's say in your interview with a person, right? He or she said some words or some sentences that really struck you, or you can use it to make a point. Then that's when you put open quote, whatever he or she said, then close quote, then said by that person. So quotes makes your article very realistic. That means it's not you just telling the story. That person's also involved in telling the story. And then, of course, you can have the reason why this person inspires you. And you're talking about role model. So you need to remember that you don't just write about one person, because this person has a family, has a career, or has a business, and it has that relationship to you as well. So when you write your article, you also build the story around this person so that your reader is also knowing, who is this person? How did this person come to be so successful? How does this person's success or inspiring reasons relate to you as the writer? So you can, this is just a suggestion. You can, when you interview the person, you can also talk about relevant childhood stories, or if they are like an adult who's working or running a business, you can ask them about their experiences at their workplace, what they have experienced, what they felt. Did it shape them? So the next one, stories that shape the person, right? Sometimes there are incidences in our life that happens, and something in us is changed because of it, and that results in a different behavior and a different results, right? So these are kind of stories that shape the person. And then, of course, don't forget to put any like funny idioms or any like exciting cute pictures of your role model. Best still if you can have a picture with that person or that person's family, if that person has like a pet or a favorite car. So these are things you can put to personalize your story and bring it to life to the reader who's reading it. Because imagine I read the story, I don't know you, and I don't know your role model. But after I read the article, I should know, oh, this person is like this, that person is like that. That's why this is so inspiring for this person who wrote the article. So that's how you also convey your message across in a holistic view kind of a way. Okay, so far, any questions or any comments from anybody on the call? Okay, I think no first, right? Okay, let's move on. Okay, so now you've got everything in place. You got maybe your first draft or second draft. Oh, thank you, Jade. So yeah, so you've got a couple of drafts by now. So now, assuming you're good. Okay, sorry, I thought Nisa wanted to say something. Okay, so basically, once you've done everything, you've done your draft. Now it comes to the point. Okay, sorry, I was distracted by the sounds. Okay, assuming now you already have your final draft, you write and you're really happy what you wrote and there's nothing else to add and things like that. So before finishing up, before doing your final submission, I can show you this after this segment. You do a word count first. Make sure it's more than 250 words, because that's one of the judging criteria. So you can write a lot, but make sure it's more than 250 words. And then you do a Word document, grammar or spell check. I'm assuming you are using a Word document, but if you're also using Google Documents, that's fine. It's the same thing. You can also do a grammar, spell check and a word count, which we will show you after this. So once all of this is done, you're happy, you've done your word count, you've done your spell check, your grammar is good. What do you do next? You ask someone else to read it. You can ask your mother to read, your brother to read, but your dog and cat cannot read. Basically, get a second pair or third pair of eyes to go through your article. Get feedback, because sometimes other people may see something that you don't see because you're very deep into writing the article. I see Ethan asking, more than 500 words allowed? Yes, allowed. But use the 500 words wisely. Make points with it. Sometimes too much flowery sentences doesn't give any information. It's also may make the reader zone out of reading your article as well. But yes, more than 500 words is fine too. Okay, so once someone has already read it and they can feel what you want them to feel, you're achieving the results you want, then you can adjust anything, any feedback they give you, you save it as a PDF and then you submit it for review. Okay? I think that's it for the slides until this point, right, Abi?
I think there's few reference that you want to
Okay,
show,
so
but before we go there, do you think you want to show the checking part or something?
Can. Okay. Yeah, good idea. So I'm going to share my screen and show you what I've just mentioned. Okay, I'm going to show you two options. One is Word document. Okay, I hope this is big enough for everyone to see. I'm sharing my Word document, Changing Reality Globally. This is an old article, a draft article that I wrote some time back. So don't really have to read it. What I want to show you is how do you do a word count. This is assuming you use the Word document app. Okay, so I do, let's say I just want to check how many words are in this paragraph. Highlight it. And then I go, Abi, I cannot see my panel because this thing is blocking me. What do I do?
You can move the thing down.
I can move. Oh, okay. You see, I'm not so young. I need Abi's help. Okay, so coming back to this. Okay, let's say I highlight this. I go to review, and then I do a word count. So I click on word count, and then this paragraph has 66 words. So you still have space, right? If you don't want to do this, you can look at the bottom bar, 66 out of 284 words. That means you know my whole, I did Control A. So I select everything in my article, every words, it total of 284 words. Okay, so I hope this is clear in terms of how you do a word count. Next thing, what do? Control A means select everything and go here. It's still under the review section. Go to spelling and grammar, click. Okay, wait, let me move our chat box. So you go here, right? And then they will give you a suggestion. So what this is currently suggesting now, TEDx, an international conference speaker and the author of The Making of a Teenager. So is double underlined here, right? This is what Microsoft is suggesting, A, small a instead of big A. But you are the writer and you are the human in this case. So you decide if that is the correct suggestion or not. In this case, I would say no, because this is a title. So you would want it to be a big A. So what you do? Ignore. Okay, then it will go to what do you call it? It will go to the next so-called mistake that they think it's a mistake. Fresh Ink. Fresh Ink is a company name. So it's also correct the way it's written. This is also a person's name, right? Okay, her name is definitely not Rammstein. So you can ignore once. And then you're done. We finished checking a selection. Want to check the rest? Yes, but there's nothing. So spelling and grammar check is complete. So you click OK. This is when you know you're at least 90% to 100% okay with your grammar, your spelling, etc. because it's computerized checking. Human checking will result in some error, but that's fine. You've already done your best, you know, when you get the computer to check it for you. Okay, so I assume you guys know how to save it into PDF, or maybe I just quickly show. File, save as. Okay, I have a lot of bars here. Hold on. You save as, and then you pick where you want to save it in your computer. Save as type. So now it's going to save as a Word document, right? So you want to save it as a PDF like this. And then open and then save. Okay, I think this is quite okay. If not, you can always get someone else to help you. It's pretty simple. Another example, I'm going to show you the Google Drive version. So it's the same article, etc. Okay, and I'm going to move this away. So here, what you can do is word count is under tools, and then you see word count, right? So if you click on that, let me move this up. You click on that, now you can see this thing that's highlighted has 33 words out of 296 words. So again, you know immediately the entire, what do you call that? Let's see, if you select all, and then you do word count again, you get 296. So that's your total word count. Another way that Abi taught me is you can click this, display word count while typing, you click OK, right? So as you type, let's say I just add some stuff here, you see, the word count automatically goes up. So it's another way you can do your monitoring. Okay, but my suggestion is don't monitor too much, because then you get too worried about it. Just write the whole story first. These are steps you do at the end of your writing, not in the beginning of your writing. Okay, so don't worry about this at first. You just look at it at the end. Okay, and then Control A again, go to tools. Again, here you got the option of spelling and grammar check. Okay, it works very similarly. Unknown word, yeah, because I thought I just simply type some stuff so you can ignore or you can change. So there's no suggestion here. It means everything in terms of grammar and spelling, it's acceptable. It's okay. Okay. So this is it. Abi, can we also save this to PDF from here?
Yep. So you go on the download and then you download as PDF.
Okay. So now I hope everybody knows how to do end-to-end. It doesn't matter which app you want to use, this app or you want to use your Word app, you'll be good. Okay, I'm going to take a 30-second or a 2-second pause. Any questions or comments? If not, I will move to samples. Okay, I assume everybody's comfortable. You know what I'm talking about. Is anything in the chat? No, okay, thank you all, Oxy. Okay, now I want to show you this. Okay, I'm going to show you 2 samples today, okay? It's quite, I think
Lee, there's
yeah?
one question in the chat.
Oh, sorry,
Adi
okay.
asked how to write bombastic and spoken.
What does spoken? Okay, I think I'm about to show you that, Hadif, but if I didn't answer your question, you can still ask it again, okay? Here. So this is, hold on, why is my... Okay, this is a article from The Star. It's about Hira. I'm sure you guys know Hira, Malaysian singer, songwriter making waves in Nashville. So this, I'm taking the sample of the news article that was written about her and what she was doing in Nashville recently, okay? So you don't have to follow this format because your article is more about like a role modeling, but this is a news article. I just want to pick up some things here that may help you. So earlier, remember one of my points that I share in juicing up your articles, okay, maybe in Hadif's word, making it bombastic, it's to write really cool sentences and words that that person you interview said. So in this case, this is what actually Hira said. So I wrote the song when I was 19. It was about overcoming insecurities. It touched my heart to receive a warm welcome. So these are all her words, you know, it's not yours. So you can actually put it in here, and that will actually give your article more weight, more credibility, because that is like that person is also saying something about it. So these are one of the tips that you can actually use. When you interview the person, if you notice the person uses something very famous, or they drop a famous person's name, or they've been to somewhere really glamorous, you can also use that. The example in this case, in Nashville, she performed at Bluebird Cafe, also known for hosting artists like Taylor Swift, Leanne Rimes, Faith Hill. Sometimes this require you to do a bit of research. Means they may just show you, oh, I've been to a science center in a certain country and you've never heard of that before. So just take the extra effort, go and Google it out. What is that? Who is that? Is there any history there that is interesting and relevant to your article or to the person that you are interviewing as well? These are the idioms, I think, Abi, if I'm not mistaken. So things like feather in a cap. You will find the right idioms to use as you write it, like, you know, carrying the weight of the world on her shoulder. So using phrases and words like that. You can also use the peribahasas in Malay. If you're writing your article in BM, you can also use all the peribahasas and all the, what, I forgot what's this one very nice words for it. One, the pretty words and phrases to make your article very fluent as well. Okay. What else I wanted to show you? Okay, this was the main thing that I wanted to show you from this article. Do we have any other questions about it? All good? Okay. So I assume no questions. I want to show you in a second example. Okay, I hope you can still see my screen. I'm showing you Harsha's message, CEO message. I took this from Ascendance Impact Report 2022, which you can find online. If not, you can just click on the link when Abi shares the slide later. Okay, again, this is it's sort of a written article, not the same type that you're going to write, but I just want to point out something to you. You see, no matter which article you take, right, you can find your basis of 5W and 1H. So, hello everyone, what a blast it's been for Ascendance. This year I woke up every day. This is the who, right? The who in the article that's writing. When we started Ascendance in 2015, I told my mentor I wanted to bring the work to a global scale. This is the what is this article talking about? What is this report talking about, right? It becomes clear to the reader. Looking back, and then this is all your background and your additional information. Building the future was never one person's job. We met young change makers from across the world who work together with us to share their experiences in hopes to inspire their generation. So this is the why Ascendance is doing their work. Okay. And then this year, thanks to our sponsors, visiting these schools, collaboration, this is the how. Okay. There is also the where. Can you guys spot where the where is? So the where can be a general location, or it can be a specific location like countries and things like that. Okay, so I think I covered all the 5 Ws. Did I miss any? Like the what, the why, the where, the who, and the how. Okay, and then her conclusion. So her conclusion is talking about her hopes for the future, the what's next, right? So 2022 reminded me of her vision when she was a 14-year-old. Now she see the reality happening. And she's thanking everyone for making this a beautiful chapter in the history of Ascendance. So if you don't have like a next plan, you can also end it beautifully, like, oh, this was this person made a remarkable memory in my life, something like that. So don't just fall like the end. Don't just end the article on a flat note, basically. So you can pick something on a higher note as well. Okay. All right. So I think in terms of like real life samples and examples, I've already shown you two. That's also in the slides. What else? And then I think that I came to the end of the things that I want to share. So now it's right, Abi. I think, did I miss anything? Okay. Wow. There's a lot of people on the call. Hello. Good to see all of you. Yeah, I think that's for me what I want to share. I can also share more, but I'm not so sure what you need to know. If any of you would like to ask questions or comments.
Yep. Feel free to ask any questions that you have because you guys are working on your article, and I believe in between you feel that I don't know, writer's block or like you don't know what to write next and all those things. You can also ask any question you want to leave. I will drop the link in the chat just in case you guys want to recheck all the reference that Lynn just showed just now. Ooh, there is a question in the chat.
How do you overcome writer's block? Okay, this one happens almost every other day with me when I have to write an email or an article or a report. I think different things will work for different people. One thing that works for me sometimes is changing position. That means if I'm at a table or at a workspace that I'm always at, right? So it could be like my mind is so bored, I don't feel like doing this, I don't feel inspired. I will try to go to a different place in the house if I can, or I'll try to go outside the house, or I'll try to go to a shop, or I'll try to go to a friend's house. Okay, so yeah. Yeah. So one thing you can do is try changing positions. You could some people for some people, food and snacks works. Oh, I need to have my coffee first. I need to have my chocolate first, or my potato chips, or whatever makes you happy. Sometimes if it is not these physical things, that means it's not food, it's not place, right? These two also doesn't help. It could be your state of mind. Just check with yourself. Are you tired? Are you worried about something else? So do like a check with yourself, and if it's like, oh, I'm too tired, I want to rest, then give yourself, don't be too hard on yourself. Take a half an hour break, go watch a movie or a short reels or something like that, or go talk to some people. When you talk to them, sometimes ideas that you don't expect will come to you. So that's also another way that you can do it. So I think these top 3 things will be my suggestions that you can try at first. Yeah, I hope that helps, Jade.
Wow, we have no questions. For those who just joined in, we are almost the end of the session, but feel free to ask any question you want in the chat, or you can also put it up, like unmute and ask. But we'll go with our next question then.
Hadif and Zara has a similar question. Does the article need to look like a magazine, or can you design? Yes, please, by all means do that. Make it as attractive as possible. So it's like we have a magazine in our hand, or a really, really nice like 1-pager or 2-pager article as well. It will definitely help. What's the max number of page? Abi, do you want to state a max number of page? I would say 2, but I'll let Abi handle that.
For the maximum number of pages, I would like to say we leave it up to you, but here's the word limit. The word limit is 250 words, all the way up to 500. But we can compromise on another extra 200 words. So you can just take it as like 250 to like 700 words. But if that takes you like 2 pages, then it's fine. Yeah, you can go like with 1 or 2 pages. Within the word limit is still fine.
Maybe can I just offer a small advice on that part? Try not to focus on the word count, number of pages. This is your guide, yes, but don't be too hung up on it. I would more advise you to think from this perspective. Think about the judges and think about how big this competition is. If maybe we only have, like, for example, 5 or 10 judges at best, but there are at least hundreds of you and hundreds of okay, maybe not hundreds. I think in this call, maybe like 30 or 40, just a rough guess. My point is there's a lot of you, but there's not a lot of judges. So the shorter, not say shorter, means the very like succinct article you have, to the point, exciting, that will keep people's attention. I think that would be your main focus. Because if you do like 2-3 pages long, even though you're within the word limit, sometimes you lose their attention, and you don't want that in a very high, tight competition. Are conclusions important? Very important, Hadif. Just as introduction is important, conclusion is important, because conclusion is how you start a message, right? Like you're telling someone a story. but you don't tell them the end. And they'll be like, what are you trying to tell me? You don't want that. You don't want the judges to think that at all. Because the moment they think that, they will carve it aside first. Then they will look at the next story, which they can understand. So understanding, you want your readers to understand end to end the story you're trying to tell them. I see a question from Jade. Are there tips on finding right bombastic words, like flip through a dictionary? Flipping through a dictionary helps, but if you have access to laptops and phones, long story short, if you have access to ChatGPT, that will help you very, very much. But I would not recommend that if you're not a person who is very strong in paraphrasing, because if you take it off ChatGPT 100%, that's actually plagiarism, which is wrong, right? So ChatGPT is one useful tool. If not, personally, what I do sometimes, I just randomly Google, like, how do you say this in a better phrase, or how do you say that in other words? I would just randomly Google it. It's faster. But of course, if you're more comfortable with a dictionary, etc., by all means, you can use that as well. One more tip on bombastic words or something like, imagine that person is in front of you and you're actually talking to that person. Hey, you know, right, I met my mentor that day and this is how I discovered him. This is what story he told me. Because of he told me this, I would manage to do this project in my school. So you see the excitement needs to come out in your words as well. So imagine that you're telling the story to someone and then put it down in writing, and then you just fix it to look like an article kind of a writing. I hope that makes sense, Jade.
All right. Anyone else have any question? Oh, how many pictures needed? I would like to take in for this question because I would recommend you guys to go with like minimum of 3 pictures, but more than that is still fine. Get a lot of like their childhood picture of them. You make it like what like what Neil said. Use up the whole article and make it look.
If you can get a selfie with your role model, that would be nice as well. Can I use application like Canva? Yes, I think you can use Canva as long as by the time you submit, it is in the form of a PDF, 1-pager, 2-pager, readable format. I think that's okay, right, Abby? Yep.
Yeah. Even for designing tools, you guys can use any other tools that you're comfortable with. If you're comfortable with Canva, please go ahead. There's no like limitation. You can only use this software and nothing else kind of thing. So yeah, feel free to explore. Any other question, guys?
Are you guys excited? Ready?
Yeah.
I heard your
I like
deadline is 5 days.
questions.
Sorry?
I like all the questions, but yeah, the deadline is 5 days. Don't panic, everyone. You guys got this.
If you panic, you can call Abby. Can you use more than 3 pictures?
Yep, please do. So add more pictures. Juice up your article. That's a very good question. What is the genre of this article? Is it a narrative or bibliography? It depends on you. The theme of the whole article is just to write an article about your role model. But if you want to write it in the like in narrative or anything, it's really up to your creativity. And I believe that would actually engage the judges who are reading it when you give it a bit more different genre, like a different style to the whole article. So that is completely up to you. You can write in your own format whatever way that you are comfortable with as well. Mhm. You guys can unmute and ask questions also, by the way. I like there's like a lot of questions, but everybody's like putting in the chat. So it's fine, it's fine. Like either way. All right. Any more questions, guys? All super good. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Jade.
Thank you, guys. Others? Um, I am not quite getting what do you mean by what kind of article? Do you mean like the theme of it or the like the genre or would you like to elaborate a little bit more, Sophie? No, no, there's more people joining.
Oh, okay. All right. Hello. I think he's connecting to audio.
Yeah. Siti, please do tell us more about your question. I don't think I quite get it. Lynn, do you get Siti's question, sir?
Actually, no, I don't really understand as well what she's asking. What kind of article was used for this competition? I think any sort, if I would try to answer her question, I would say article is just a name for it. The formatting is something that you can actually decide. Whether you want to make it a news article, you want to make it an essay, you want to make it a biography. I think that's whichever you're comfortable in telling it. Does the article just need... Oh, Hadif, of course you must elaborate. If you cannot just submit point form. When you elaborate, make sure your elaboration is actually supporting your point and making it clearer as well, because you will not have a chance to be speaking with the judges or anything, right? So it's your article that's speaking for you when you're not there. So your elaborations are actually supporting your points.
Very nice question, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
For those who just joined in, just letting you all know we're almost at the end of the session. But in case if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Uh, and we will definitely be sending the recording of the session in the group. We had one question sent personally. May I ask if there are fixed maximum word count for the article writing, such as below 2000 words? 2000 is a lot. Let me be honest with you guys. There's like a lot of teams that's competing. There's literally 96 teams that's competing. Imagine a judge has to read 96 articles that's 2000 words. The judge would die. We don't want anyone to die in this process of like judging this whole article. So uh, we would say your word limit could be from 250 all the way up to 700. It can. A little bit here and there is still fine, but don't go more than or like above 1000 and all those things. Don't go up to that far because I know the limit is there, but still try to like express the story through the like write the story first, like what Lynn says. Don't care about the word count at first. Write the story first, and then you see where you want to like cut short or you want to elaborate more and all this.
So also remember, catchy title and a very interesting opening. It will help your article get through the door faster.
There's more questions.
Write in past tense or present tense. It depends. Some of you may have role model that pass away. For example, like some toko or our older prime minister, for example, right? Then you better write in past tense. But if your role model is someone present, means maybe, for example, your teacher or your mother, they are still alive, right? Write it in present tense. So you judge according to your story. Both will work. But also you don't mix it up. Choose one and make sure it's standardized flow through your article. Due date. Boss Abi, due date.
I'll get to that. But just to like explain a little bit further on the previous one, remember the article that you're writing is not about anyone else, but this is about a role model from your school. I know there's like a lot of millions of other people who are inspiring the world, but who could also be a role model, but focus on the person from your school who you think is a role model as well. So if you want to talk about your ex-student or even your like your current Toko Murid, the ketua pengawas in your school, or like the teacher, the principal, or anyone that you think is very inspiring in your school, tell us why you think they are inspiring. This is basically a showcase or like a mini documentary about your school. Like, tell us about your school. So, coming back to the very stressful question. um, so here's your deadline. Like what Dean said, you have 5 more days. You guys got this. 5 days to write an article. You can do this. So, your deadline for this book competition is on 29th of August. And you can scan this QR code to submit the article if you're done. Don't worry, we'll also update everything in the Telegram group. So you can go into the Telegram group and get the link there. So just checking if anyone is not in the Telegram group. I hope you guys are in the Telegram group. If you're not, please do contact our support team, or you can even reach out to us on social media. So we'll get you the Telegram group link and make sure you're in there because all the information will be shared in the Telegram group as well. Yeah, I have more questions. There's a question from Harry. If we want to give an example after the elaboration, can we write the example in form of points? Lynn?
Nope, absolutely not. Sorry, I'm being very strict here. But if you're writing an article, the article is in the form of article. No write halfway article, halfway point form, terus reject ah.
Yeah. You can imagine how news are like produced. There's no news that they'll write something and then they give point form, right? It's like written in an essay format. So yeah, stick to those format lah. Any other question? We have like final 15 minutes. Are we allowed to use any language? Not any language, but you have two language. You can choose English or Bahasa Malaysia. So if you're writing in Bahasa Malaysia, make sure it's fully in Bahasa. If you're writing in English, it's fully in English. Don't roja mix up and all those things. No, it'll mix up everything then. So stick to one language and write in that particular language. Lah. And you have two options, just Bahasa and English. I have one question for all of the audience here. Are you guys excited for this article writing competition? How are you feeling so far? Let us know in the chat, or you can even unmute and talk to us.
Are you
Okay, great.
furiously Are you furiously typing behind the screen already?
Okay, okay.
Good.
Great. We are so excited. Pretty cool, I guess. Okay, okay. Heart eye emoji. Okay. I hope you guys are excited about this. Because the whole point of this workshop is for you guys to explore something that you like and see what else, what are the skills that you have within yourself from this whole article writing competition. So tomorrow my team will be having a meeting before the last person. Yes, let's go. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but student from Kampung Nangka. Let's go. Okay. All right. If that's about it, anyone have any final question? We'll wait a few more seconds until you guys seriously type again. If there is no question, can we all take a group picture together? There's like a lot more people here. Screen each one. A lot of people here. Would you guys like to join us for a group picture? You can join. You can open your camera for a few seconds until I manage to take all the group picture, and then you can turn it back off. Can't wait to submit. Oh my god, you guys are the most determined crowd of people I've seen. Because me, I'm like, I don't want to submit, but okay.
These are the future
Alright.
change makers, Abis. That's why they can't wait
Yeah.
to. Yay!
Good job, everyone. So proud of you.
It's okay, teacher.
No worries. The others, feel free to turn on your camera if you can, so that we can all take a group family picture
If not, poor Abi and I will only be the only ones here. The rest will be
with a
names.
lot of black screen. Yeah. We give you 1 minute or 2 minutes to just like adjust your hair or like do whatever you need to do before you come onto the screen. Yay. Anyone want to join us for the group picture? You guys are extremely shy.
Nisha, I think they want to sleep already.
Super shy. Okay, okay, I get it.
Super
It
shy,
reminds me of a song, but
okay.
you can. All right, so then I'll just take a picture.
Oh,
Oh, hi,
there,
teacher
Kwan
Nora.
Suba. Oh, Maya's
Alright.
come on, yay. Okay, last call, last
Hey,
call.
come guys.
Anybody
Yeah,
else?
last call. Oxy.
Oh, there we have Oxy from Kampung
Yay.
Nangka.
Come on, guys. Anyone else? Yeah, hi,
Iman's
Iman.
there. Okay,
Iman
all
just
these
come back from school.
beautiful. Huh? Did she just Iman just came back from school?
Oh, I like the dedication. Thank you so much, Iman, for joining
Iman, you
us.
need to turn your camera because you look song sang. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Yeah, last chance to be on newspaper, social media.
Okay.
Okay.
With that, I'll take the picture in 3, 2, 1, but all smile a
Wait,
bit more
Maya, don't
longer.
move.
All right, 3, 2, 1. All right, give me 1 more second because we have two screens. Okay, all continue smiling.
Oh, so many people.
3,
Okay.
2, 3, 2, wait. 3, 2, 1. No, sorry, come again. 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right, perfect. Cool. Thank you guys for joining us today. I hope you all learned something out of today's workshop. And all the best for your article. Do a wonderful job. You guys got this. You do just fine. So, yeah. Thank you once again for joining us for today's workshop.
Have lots and lots of
Thank you,
fun.
Jane. Yeah. Hope it was a lot of fun. And once again, thank you, Lynn, for being here and
Oh,
joining us
thank
for
you
this
for having
wonderful trip.
me.
Yeah. Bye bye, everyone.